emotions. Emotions are described as words in motion. That means we're saying a word and the energy is putting this word into motion. Well, here's the problem. Most people are stuck in grief. So then we take a word and we put emotion to it, and it's the energy moving forward, and the grief eats us alive. And if we're not stuck in grief, then we're stuck in survivor's guilt. And if we're not stuck in survivor's guilt, then we're stuck in idealizing our life for something it's not. So we're going to get really deep and raw and personal here, because this is a comments that have been made underneath my YouTube channel. And not just recently, I've noticed it over the last 4 years, and I've tried to address it. First of all, if you are overwhelmed and traditional therapy is not working out for you, try non-traditional therapy. I did EMDR, and that did help a lot, because it helped to detach the emotion from the situation. It took time, a lot of effort, anger, frustration to go through it, but I did go through it. No way, shape, or form is any of the advice I'm offering here in exchange for medical advice. If you are in a bad situation, please reach out to somebody who can help you. But if you are just looking to live a better life and you want to learn how I did it, then I'm going to tell you how to do that in this video. But if you really are in deep despair, remember, there is somebody out there that can help you. And it is a perspective switch. That is all this is. It is a perspective switch. And people are going to look at me and say, Suzie, that's not true. But it is. You will have the exact same memories you have right now. But you are seeing those memories through emotion, through grief, guilt, stress, trauma. You are seeing the past from a place of chaos. And when you see the past from a place of peace, relief, it is what it is. Escape, survival. It's words. It is words. And sometimes the words are hard to find. I started with the word peace. And the reason I started with the word peace is because peace was something that I searched for. And my life is tragic. And we're going to get deep into the tragedy of my life in this video. So maybe it can help somebody to see that even though you feel like you are walking through the depths of hell and the deepest, darkest parts of hell, there is a bright light and you can come out of it and enjoy life. But know, even when you're enjoying life, that there are still going to be some bad days. There's still going to be some bumps in the road. It's not always going to be sunshine. Even when you're on the beach and you love the beach, there's rainy days and high waves where you can't go enjoy the water. That is a part of life. But for the most part, you should be enjoying the day, enjoying the moment, enjoying the now. But it takes time to get there. And for me, it was a very long journey. I did not get there until 2020, 2021. It took a long time to come to peace with my past. So I understand where you're coming from, but I looked at life a little bit differently because I was told one phrase growing up, and that was Orphan Annie. You're like little Orphan Annie. And I had Daddy Warbucks syndrome, where I thought Daddy Warbucks was going to sweep out and save me like he did Annie. Daddy Warbucks didn't save me. I had to save myself. So we're going to get into my life in hopes that it helps you see that there is a way out. And if you email me and you come at me respectfully, maybe I can help you get a different perspective. Because this video is about answering some YouTube comments, and it's not just this specific ones that have been going on recently. And I understand you're not throwing me under the bus, that I'm not the only person who should be teaching this, but I am the one person who does touch on this from time to time. I do not make this about my whole channel, but true self-love is finding joy in life. It's being happy. It's not idealizing your life for something it is not. And right now, you don't feel like you love yourself because life isn't amazing. That's okay. That doesn't mean you don't love yourself. It just means that you're idealizing your life for something it's not. Been there, done that, and I'm going to tell you how I got out of it. But first, this is Susie, your beautiful Swan Queen. Welcome back to the garden, my beautiful ducklings. Thank you for subscribing, smashing the like button, sharing my video. I love you. I am the best life coach with a 99.6% success rate in helping people get together with the love of their life. It is not the only thing I do, and I really love when I get to help you just have an amazing life. So when you're ready to work with me one-on-one, join my paid Facebook group, Upscale Your Money, buy t-shirts from my daughter and her bestie. The links are in the description below. I also have a program called No More Negative Stories. And it is a program that I use with my coaching clients to help them bust through so that they feel that life is good, life is enjoyable. It brings them peace and inner joy because it takes away the pain. And I'm going to tell you, one of these comments about emotions recently is pretty close to the truth here, and I haven't been able to find the specific comment that I was doing in here, because there's been quite a few. And the comment that I was looking for was, emotions are not being researched enough. I cannot feel rage or despair just by saying something different. All of the examples are from male's point of view. All of the teachings are from the mental. For me, the emotional is what I need help with. My mental can't be right until my emotions are on board first. That's just how I operate. I'm not going to be ashamed about it or feel guilty about it. My story can't change until I feel differently about it. There's deeper shit that needs to be transmuted emotionally before my story changes. Emotions need to be dissolved, transmuted, whatever, so I can experience an amazing life. You're absolutely true. But I will tell you, with the outdated thinking, we need talk therapy. We need to talk the situation out. EMDR doesn't require talking, but it does require somebody who knows what they're doing, because you have to reintegrate what you're processing. And the reintegration period does take time. So EMDR is a good way to help you detach the emotion, because, manifesting is so big on detaching. Well, I don't want you to go through any more pain than you have to. So I found that emotions have more empowering emotions, and emotions that bring you feel good feelings dissolve pain. So joy dissolves pain. Happiness dissolves pain. Peace dissolves pain. These emotions, satisfaction can dissolve pain, because that was one of the words in the comments. And again, I understand I'm not being called out. I'm trying to help. So when I was going through my journey in life, my mother left me shortly after my 5th birthday. Didn't want anything to do with me anymore. Divorced my stepfather, and even told the judge, I don't want her. That's how I grew up. My mother didn't want me. It's pretty hard for a child. Then you're stuck with your stepfather. You want to be with your father, but your stepfather won't let you. And you find out that the whole family knew your family's secret. And then they tried to make you feel crazy because, your family's secret wasn't true, which turns out to be true. And then you get a crazy stepmother who hits first, asks questions later, and then tells you, oh, I wouldn't have hit you, but you didn't tell me this. You didn't give me a chance to tell you this. You just started knocking the crap out of me. So I was physically abused, emotionally abused. I've been, that S word abuse. Gotta be careful so this doesn't get... I've had it all. Every type of abuse you could possibly think of, I've been dealt it. Trauma, 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 trauma. The difference between me and a lot of other people is that one phrase. You're Orphan Annie. You're just like Orphan Annie. Nobody wants you. Well, Daddy Warbucks wanted her. So somebody out there wants me. That was my thought in life. Somebody out there wants me. Who wants me? So I thought it was a narcissist, my ex-husband, which I found out in therapy I was trauma bonded to by the time I was 3. Because I've known the man my entire life. His dad took my mother to the hospital the day I was born. I was beating on the ICU doors the day he died to get in there. Because it's just the type of person I am. But my life is no different than Lisa Marie's. Her parents divorced about the same time. Not too far apart from mine. Then she got dumped where she didn't want to be. Got to spend time with her father. And then she was back with, we're not going to say. And then she got shoved off to Scientology and she lived a life that was rough. And then her dad died and her grandfather died. I was sitting at the pool when I heard he died. My grandfather died a month later. I lost them both in a month. A month. She had a few years between hers. I've had some really good friends that have passed away. I've had family that I no longer speak to. I don't want anything to do with them. I cut out the toxic because I raised my standards. And standards have nothing to do with emotions. Standards are no means no. And you're not going to make me do something I don't want to do. So if I'm going to do something, I'm going to say yes. If I'm not going to do something, then I'm going to say no. So let's get into these emotions. Satisfaction. Are you satisfied that the part of your past is done and over with? Because we can use that word satisfaction and dissolve the pain of the past. And the right Swann question can instantly dissolve it. And the more you say it, the deeper it dissolves it. It changes your perspective. It revises the way you see your past. But you need emotions to be able to change that. So throughout my marriage, my ex used to say I lived in a bubble of giggles and smiles. I didn't let anybody bump me out of my giggles and smiles for very long. So he went into a rage, big deal. Now I understand it is a big deal. I get it. It is a big deal. And I'm also Gen X. So one of the comments about my mom was Gen X, well, honey, your mom and I have a lot more in common than you think, because 1967 is Gen X. And Gen X, we tried our best. We did. To raise our children to be healthier, to be happier. So it says here, my mom was born in 67, so I don't know if she's considered Gen X or not. What I do notice about Gen X and before Gen X, which these emotionally filled, infused habits were given to the generation after Gen X too. Trust me, we tried not to give them to you guys. That's why we gave participation trophies. That's why so many Gen X parents gave participation trophies. We gave you a trophy because you showed up. We gave you encouragement because you showed up. Some of Gen X's parents did differently though. Like I told my children, your dad is two people. He has this side to him and this side to him. He's really nice and then he can be not so nice. And I would say this is how he is. So when you're busting trauma, that's the key. You have to see both sides of the trauma, both sides of the past. You have to see the bad and you have to see the good. So if the good is being overshadowed by the bad, then we feel lost and stuck in our problems and stuck in our past. But if we see the good overweighing the bad, then we have flashbacks. And believe it or not, when you get to a point where you see the good, they're less and less. And it's usually not flashbacks. It'll be you're so peaceful, so relaxed, you have a nightmare. Or you're out about in public and you'll run smack into something that triggers you. I still have anxiety. I still have what they say PTSD and CTE, complex PTSD from my childhood. The funny thing is I've never really had abandonment issues. Even though I was left by the age of 5. Abandoned by the age before I was even 10. And then when somebody dies, you have what we call survivor's guilt. And survivor's guilt doesn't just mean a sibling, a parent. It's also a loved one. It's also friends. It's also co-workers. This person does so much good in life. Why did they die and I'm left here just being miserable? When we are grieving, because that is truly all this is you are grieving your past and idealizing it for something it wasn't, instead of seeing it for what it is. And that is one of the bad things about Gen X. It is what it is. My past is what it is. And I can pick a half a dozen memories out of my past. Let's talk birthdays. I hate the color green, but I love corduroys. So my stepmother for my 16th birthday got me green corduroy pants with a flannel print button-down shirt and a green vest. I love the fact that I got corduroys. The vest and the shirt, not so much. Let's go back even further. I remember getting sent to the bakery to go buy a cake for my birthday. I come back with the cake, not knowing I did anything wrong because I did exactly what she said, and I got the shit beat out of me because I got the wrong cake. Happy birthday. We're going to beat the shit out of you and give you something you don't like. But then there was this Christmas where she was knitting this purple and white blanket, my stepmother was. And it disappeared after she finished knitting it. I actually got the blanket for Christmas. I was floored. Like, it was one of the happiest moments of my life. I launched myself across the living room floor to give her a big hug for giving me that. But that's one memory. The other two were shitty. But I'm not triggered by it anymore because I did the work to change me. I found out that if I used better words, emotions, feels, and I do like the I feel, not the way traditional therapy states it though. I feel angry at you. I feel happy with you. Suzie, how do you feel right now? I feel uncomfortable. To be honest, I feel uncomfortable because I'm letting you into the dark side of Suzie. And I'm not used to letting you into the dark side of Suzie. And I'm not downplaying my past. And I'm not trying to say, oh, you know, she's a celebrity daughter who was tossed to the side. I grew up thinking the song In the Ghetto was about me. I was the poor baby child that was born on a cold and gray Chicago morning. It wasn't snowing though, because I was born in September. But it was a colder and gray Chicago morning. And I literally grew up thinking that song was about me. So I was poor and not loved, not wanted. That's how I felt. And then let's talk about the song. Hush, little baby, don't you cry. You know your daddy's bound to die. It's like he was teaching us to live without him before he died. And then there was Sweet Caroline. Boom, boom, boom. It's funny because mine and Lisa's favorite songs are the same. And people are going to say, Susie, why are you coming out about it now? Well, if you know me privately, I've never hidden it. If you know me publicly, I don't want to be bullied. I don't want to be slammed. I don't want to be told to leave the family alone, because that was supposed to be my family and it was taken away from me for no reason. I was denied that family because somebody was selfish, truly selfish. And we all know who I'm talking about. And I don't even have to say said person's name. Look what she did to her own child. What do you think she did behind the scenes for me? Because I can tell you I have some pretty ugly memories about that. Where from the time I was a child, I've been called nasty names. A bastard, a whore, a cunt. I was told I would never amount to anything, that I'd just be another man's whore. And the only way I was ever going to make money was sleeping my way to the top. Think about it. Those aren't nice things to tell people. They're not. When you sit down and you're in one of those states and life isn't going really well, I want you to think about two things. Just two things. What are you feeling in this moment? Are you angry? Are you frustrated? Are you tired? Are you stressed? Are you fed up? And then the second thing I want you to think about is, do you want to stay in that state? Because these are how I get out of this state. I'm tired. I've had long-term COVID. Started in 2019 before they even knew it was COVID, all the way through 2023. I have COVID asthma. I had a really bad last year, and things that I didn't want to happen happened. And I wound up having to do things that I don't want to do. And I really can't talk about what I don't want to do because so I understand what it's like to be hurting and in pain. So now that you've sat back and you've listened to yourself, and we're just going to go with angry. Let's do frustrated. I'm frustrated. I am so frustrated right now with the way life is going. Do I want to stay in this state of frustration? Only you can answer that question, yes or no. So I want to stay frustrated. Okay, be frustrated. What do you want to do in this frustrated state? Do you want to get up and go veg watch Netflix? Do you want to go veg watch Amazon Prime, Paramount, Disney Plus? What do you want to do? Do you want to go for a walk? Do you want to go for a drive? Do you want to go eat some ice cream? What do you want to do right now in this very moment that you are frustrated? What do you want to do? Now, I'm going to tell you this is Diet Dr. Pepper. And yes, it's in a fancy glass. It's funny because this glass is actually a beer glass, as you guys can tell. It said, I've only been in love with a beer bottle and a mirror. Sid Vicious. Sid Vicious was a wrestler. I was given the glass from somebody. So you want to feel frustrated, okay? So we're going to feel frustrated. Want to go take a nap. So there is this quote that's running around. Let me see if I can find it. Return. Let me see if I could go this way. Perspectives, that would be weird. Images. It's a quote, and I know I do this sometimes, and I'm so sorry, because my brain thinks differently than most people. It's like something about if you hate the world, really? I'm getting closer to it. I think I found it. It's a rule. That's close. I'm getting closer. I think I found it. If you feel like you hate yourself, take a shower. If you feel like you hate everyone, eat something. If you feel like everyone hates you, sleep. If you feel like everyone hates everything, spend some time outside. Say that again. If you feel like you hate yourself, go take a shower. If you feel like you hate everyone, eat something. If you feel like everyone hates you, sleep. If you feel like everyone hates everything, spend some time outside. What do you want to do? If you feel like the world hates you, what do you want to do? Do you want to go take a shower? Do you want to go take a nap? You want to go eat something? Go do it. Because you're teaching yourself to make decisions. You're changing your way you handle the situation normally by adopting a new habit. If you are feeling frustrated, what do you want to do right now? I understand if you have to be at your job, but your job ends in a few hours. What do you want to do when you get off? Do you want to go home and go to bed? Go home and go to bed. If you have family at home, kids, a partner, and you're in the everybody hates me, and you go home and you need to do something, well, you feel like you hate everyone, go make dinner for everybody. And while you're making dinner, eat. Get yourself a bowl of cereal. Get yourself a few spoons of ice cream. What do you want to do in that moment? Because that moment reveals what you need. Do you need a hug? Because I'm sure if you have a loving partner or child and you say, I need a hug, the child will give you a hug for sure. If you feel you need that shower when you come home from work and you come home and you have kids or a partner and you're like, hey, I just need to go grab a shower really quick and then I'll make dinner. Go grab that shower. Go do it. Because now you're putting your needs and you're giving yourself that time. So a lot of times when I came out of the job that I hated, I would get in the car and I would crank the radio up. And I came home, especially when I worked at Walmart, a lot of times I didn't get off until after 11 o'clock at night. So noise control. And then I'd pull in the gas station on payday and I would go get my tank of gas, fill up my tank of gas on my way home. And I'd see the officers in town and they'd be like, oh, so you're the one who rides through town with the windows open and the radio up. And they're like, why do you do that? It's what I did to de-stress. And I would try to find an 80s channel because 80s music is really good for this. Especially the more upbeat 80s music. The hair bands. Those hair bands made you feel better. So it's about acknowledging how you feel and not idealizing it. Oh, I'm feeling miserable and I should feel satisfaction. I'm feeling miserable and I should feel joy. That is putting yourself in a worse position. Instead of, I feel joy, I'm angry and I'm upset. Oh, but I should be feeling joyful. I don't want you to do that. I don't want you to sit with emotions of anger. I don't want you to sit there and go, well, why am I frustrated? Why am I angry? I just want you to say, I'm angry. I'm frustrated. Because by acknowledging how you feel, you are giving yourself something way more powerful than you could ever imagine. Do you have any idea what that is? Okay, just give you a second. Think about it. You acknowledge how you feel. You're validating your feelings. You're telling your emotions, I hear you. You're allowing yourself to feel. It's not a good feeling, but you're allowing yourself to feel. And the first step to changing your perspective is knowing how you feel. So you're coming out of work and you're on your way to wherever you gotta go and you're angry. Get into the car, sit behind the wheel, start that car up and say, I'm angry. You're taking away the anger's power. I'm frustrated. I'm fed up with life. I give up. I give up. Lent is coming. You know, another religious holiday. And all these people are like, I'm going to give up anger. I'm going to give up frustration. I'm going to give up gum. I'm going to give up drinking. I'm going to give up this. How long does it last? Not very. So acknowledge how you feel. Here's another thing. Go do the book The Artist Way. Actually, the way she tells you to do it. Don't run amok. Go do the book The Artist Way. Because it's similar to my program where you are writing. In this case, she's writing every day. 3 pages every day. Go get the original Artist Way book and do the book. You're going to get to a point where you just start writing for some days where it's negative, but you're letting it all out. The problem with being stuck in the past is we're not letting it out. We're not validating our feelings. We're not listening to ourselves. We're not hearing ourselves. We're pushing it down because society cannot handle our emotions. But that's not true. We can't handle our emotions at the moment, which is why we have to acknowledge them. So when I would message my therapist and I'd say, I'm angry, she'd say, okay. So, okay, you're angry. And I kept telling her when I was processing all of this stuff, I'm angry. I had a conversation with one of my neighbors and he said, are you mad at me? And I said, I'm just angry. I'm angry at the world right now. Well, if I was angry, maybe I should have gone and eaten something. Or should I have slept? This is the one that says everyone hates. You hate yourself, you hate everyone hates you. You feel like everyone hates everything. I kind of really do like this one because it does give you the idea. If you hate yourself, go take a shower. That's not a hard thing to do. If you are changing your habit, and your habit when you are in pain is to stay in the pain. So we're taking step one. So now you've stayed in this anger, frustration period. And we're validating our feelings. I ask myself how long I want to stay like this. And I just want to stay like this. I just want to be angry for a little bit. So, okay. And then I get distracted by something in life. And I'll come back and I'll be like, I'm still angry. Do I still want to be angry? You got to ask yourself, do you still want to be frustrated? Do you still want to be traumatized? Do you still want to live in the past? Until that answer is no, you're going to repeat. But as soon as you start saying, no, I don't want to be angry anymore. No, I don't want to be frustrated anymore. That's when you can start the change. That's when you can start saying, well, what about this moment can I see life is changing? So we're not going from frustration to satisfaction. We're going from frustration to I no longer want to be frustrated to what can I see about this moment that I can change? So you're frustrated, what can you change? You can change your clothes. You can change your room around. You can go take a shower and change your clothes. You can go do your hair. You can go do makeup. You can go shave. If you're a guy, you can shave your beard off and shock all of us because, you know, most guys, when they take their beards off, they're so much younger underneath. You can change your hair. Women are notorious for this. We go through trauma and then we change our hair. Go through a breakup and we change our hair. Go through this and you change your hair. I love these TikTok videos where, how do you get away with having a corporate job and purple hair? Because you do. I know this isn't a quick fix because trust me, been there, done that. And I thought I was through with the pain in my life until I was assaulted. And then that brought back a whole bunch of new memories, which brought back a floodgate of memories of my childhood that children lock away things that hurt them to protect themselves. We really do. And if somebody in your childhood died, you may be suffering survivor's guilt. You may be feeling abandonment. And traditional therapy is going to want you to talk about it instead of changing your perspective. So what did I just do with the frustrated? I feel frustrated. To, I no longer want to feel frustrated. Because now you can ask, how can I feel satisfied right now? Satisfied isn't joy, but satisfied is a huge step. I do believe in if you pray for strength, you're going to get something that has to make you strong. If you pray for peace, you're going to have to get something that shows you what peace is. But if you pray for joy, then you're going to, or laughter. Laughter is the best medicine in the world. Because if you are laughing, you're not in pain. Or you're in so much pain that you bust out in laughing that it busts that pain. Which is how I found that if you are in so much pain, laughter is the best medicine. Because when you are laughing, it dissolves the pain. So if your normal habit is veg watching Supernatural or Lucifer or any other cop show, if your habit is binge watching serial killer dramas or stories, whatever you want to call them, go look for comedies. Go look for a comedy. On TikTok, I seem to be on this deer blind jokes. Literally. Deer blind jokes. And I don't know where these come up with. There's 3 guys in the woods in camouflage and they're by a log and they're telling jokes. And some of the jokes are so stupid they're funny you'll fall off the chair laughing. Find something that's going to make you laugh. It's a habit to pick up the remote and turn on Supernatural. It's a habit to put on Lucifer. It's a habit to rewatch Aquaman. It's a habit to rewatch Fast and Furious. Those are habits. So change your habit of what you watch on TV. So Reacher came out. Will not spoil it. No spoiler alerts here. And I was watching Reacher. Things haven't been going so well for me lately. I've been in an emotional funk. So I completed a purple granny hexagon cardigan. And I frogged the whole thing. And I'm starting over. So I've picked up the habit of crocheting again. So here's the thing about crocheting. You have to do stitches, right? Stitch 1, stitch 2, stitch 3. Next open space, stitch 1, stitch 2, stitch 3. I'm doing an activity. Doing an activity. And psychology has proven what I've known since 1983. Exercise and affirmations, questions, statements, or phrases said at the same time move mountains. So if I'm crocheting, instead of 1, 2, 3, what if I said, what about life is funny right now? What is funny about life right now? Can't even do the stitches. That's what's funny. What's funny about life right now? Why is life fun right now? Why is life fun right now? And honestly, there's nothing in my brain that's coming up that says life is fun at this moment. Okay, so let's just keep going. Let's just literally keep going. What about life is fun right now? Let me think about this. Your brain's empty. No, let's try this. Why is life fun right now? Because I said so. Why is life fun right now? Because I said so. Why is life fun right now? Because I said so. Now, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 rows. And it starts out with 3 times 6, 18 stitches, and it increases, like, that's a lot of stitches on here so far. Imagine if you were to do this and just keep asking, why is life fun? Because you said so. Oh, I got a better one. Universe, show me life is fun. Why is the universe showing you life is fun? Because Suzie said so. Why is the universe showing you life is fun? Because Suzie said so. All you need is a question, a statement, or a phrase with a silly, true answer to change your life. Because spending my entire life knowing a narcissist, they tell a lie until it becomes true. And they just keep saying it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And you will tell them it's not true. You'll show them proof it's not true. And guess what? They just keep going and going and going and going. They don't stop. And then one day you look back and it's true. Think about the person who says, oh, I'm going to get this, 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 I'm going to get this. And you're like, yeah, right, sure, yeah, right, sure. And y'all sticker behind the person's back. Oh, they're never going to get this. They're never, like, they can't get this. They can't afford that. And the next thing you know, they show up with this. The girl in high school, that's my boyfriend. That's my boyfriend. Honey, he's dating somebody else. Oh, that's my boyfriend. He's dating, that's my boyfriend. A week later, they're dating. The difference between them and you is the end goal. Your end goal is not to be miserable. Your end goal is to feel satisfied. Are you satisfied that you made a good meal? Are you satisfied that you got your house clean? Are you satisfied that you did your job today? Are you satisfied that you got the kids to school on time? Are you satisfied? What are you satisfied about? Because you're right. Until you find an emotion that dissolves the pain, you're going to stay in pain. So you've got to keep working to find it. And it's not always about worthy, deserving, and enough. And my program starts there, but then it gets a little bit deeper. And I'll tell you, writing that program, holy crap, did I clear some stuff out. Writing my money program that I'm working on right now cleared out some stuff too. And I was like, wow. What else can be cleared out? Because we can spend the rest of our life digging up problems, but then we're going to lose what's in front of us and the ability to be able to enjoy the rest of our life. Because on your deathbed, there's going to be two things that you're going to think about. The biggest regret you have in your life, and the best thing that's ever happened in your life. The best thing that ever happened in your life, you're going to want to make sure they know that you love them. But the biggest regret in your life, you can't get it back. You no longer have time to change it. And I know this video is long, but think about this. I lost my mother after I turned 5. I lost my beloved grandfather and my father before I turned 10. But I'm not haunted because I saw a different perspective. And I can change your perspective. Sometimes it's instantly, sometimes it takes a while. I've had clients who I've worked with for months and they get everything they want. And then I've had clients that I do one call on and it drastically changed their life for the better. And then I have clients that I've been working with for years. But you have to decide when it's a must to change. Do you still want to be angry, frustrated? Do you still want to be in the state of grief? Because once you find the emotion that dissolves the pain, you then can change your story. But little things you can do between now and then. Make a list of things that you would like to accomplish in 2024. Things that you would like to see in 2024. So let's use the Eiffel Tower because boom, You just got your manifestation. So you want to see the Eiffel Tower on your list. Boom. You just saw the Eiffel Tower. You want to see a pink car. You want to put easy things on there and hard things on there. And just say, you know what? Things are showing up on my list and my life is getting better and better. Jose Silva says that we have to say life just keeps getting better and better every day. And he's right. But I think we need to start saying life is more and more fun every day. I'm enjoying life more and more every day. Because if you're enjoying life, you're no longer in pain. If life is fun, you're no longer in pain. And the only way you're going to get out of pain is to create a new habit. And trust me, I've been there, I've done that. It is the hardest thing in the world to do. I don't know if this video is going to help you. I hope it does. I truly, truly do. If you need more help, email me. mysecretgardenofeden@gmail.com. Yeah, I still have that email even though it's finding love. It's not about you finding love for yourself, because I will tell you, if you want to change, you love yourself. If you want to change, you love yourself. There is only one person in 42 years that I have met that has needed self-love. One person. And that person had a diagnosis of histrionic personality disorder. And a histrionic doesn't love themselves. Amber Heard has borderline personality and histrionic personality disorder, according to the one therapist. According to the other one, she doesn't. But a borderline personality, you don't need self-love. You need a different perspective. You need to forgive yourself for not seeing the past for what it truly was. And idealizing the past for what it wasn't. It's what I taught my children. He's this person and he's this person. This is the reality. That they were really loving and bombing, and it was really toxic. It was really tragic, maybe not so loving. It was really tragic and no love. Because I know there were people who have grown up that way, but they still have a good lease on life. You can get that good view on life by changing your perspective. It is a journey. Is it one that you are willing to travel? If you've made it this far and you're asking these questions, that tells me that you love yourself, you've raised your standards, and you want to change. So how do we create that change? By implementing some of these techniques. One simple thing, every night for 30 minutes, watch a comedy show. Watch a comedy show. Go watch a comedian and laugh for 30 minutes every night. On your lunch break. How long is your lunch break at work? Can you put your headset in and listen to something that makes you laugh? In your car, instead of putting on rap music or rock music, can you put something on your iPhone or your Android? Sorry, iPhone lover here. That's gonna make you laugh when you're driving to work, driving home from work. When you're taking your kids to school, do you want them to hear laughter in the morning before they go to school, or rap music? These are habits you can change. Disease has been cured by laughter. Pain can be cured by laughter. And that's how I found that if you take an emotion that makes you feel really, really good, it dissolves the pain. It's the Swann technique. I promise you, it works. And if you want to invest in yourself, reach out to me and we can talk and see if I can help you. Again, I love you guys more than anything in this world. I never want anybody to go through the pain that I have gone through in my life. And if you do go through that pain, then I want you to be able to be happy and enjoy life. So sometimes my videos are long and serious, and sometimes they're not so serious. But if you know the real Suzie, she's like funny and quirky, and she does silly things. When I worked in a call center, I would do this. Peekaboo! Literally, because you are so serious over there and you're squinting your eyebrows together, and I'm like, you're going to grow in 11. You're going to grow in 11. Stop doing that. Your face is going to scrunch. But I'm also the person who's behind you going, you're going to get that because I said so. You're going to get that because I said so. I drastically changed people's lives for the better. You just have to take the steps to actually do the work. Because you really cannot sit on the couch and go, I feel satisfied, I feel satisfied, I feel satisfied, I feel satisfied, and change your life for the better. Because you're right. Saying that emotion a million times makes you feel worse. So we have to go from I'm not satisfied to I no longer want to feel angry and frustration. I want to feel satisfied. And then we build from there. Rome wasn't built in a day. Apartment complexes have multiple floors with lots of rooms in them. And you're going to hit some corners and dead ends in your journey. But that means you're doing something right, and you just need a little nudge, like bumper cars. You're going to hit, and you're going to go this way, and you're going to go this way, and you're going to go this way, and you're going to go this way. But if you keep bumping into the same thing, then we just got to change your words to change your habit, because that changes your perspective. And when you change your perspective, life drastically changes for the better, but nothing in your past has changed. So nothing actually changed in your past, but because your perspective changed, everything is different. And that's where we need to get you to, is a perspective change. I love you. You have an absolutely positively amazing day. And as always, leave me a comment. Let me know how I am drastically changing your life for the better. And if you don't want to leave it in YouTube, send it to my inbox. Because I truly, truly do want to be your forever second footprints in the sand. Now we get to see if the clicker works. Because you know me and the clicker. I know this video is long. And I truly, truly, truly do want you to be happy in life. When I started my channel, I wanted to dial into your happy meter and turn it all the way up. Because that is true self-love. Being happy is true self-love, because that means you are no longer idealizing your life for something it's not, and you are happy and you are enjoying life. And that is why I am the best life coach, because I dial into your happy meter and I turn it all the way up.